Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today let's all let the lead code question. The description of the question is as follows: that we were given a binary tree's root and a linked list where head value is given. We need to return true if all the elements in linked list which is starting from the head corresponds to some download path. So it would be download path. Download path in the sense from root we could either go to the left part or to the left child of it or to the right child of it, and from left child again we could go to the left child of the left child or right child of the left child, and we could proceed further until we found that all the elements of linked list are present within the tree. So what do you mean by a tree data structure? So I'll just write some node points over here. The first node point is that we need to return true if all the linked list elements can be found while traversing through the tree. So given the definitions of a data structure, so let's get going through them deeply. So we were given that list node is a structure, okay, and we already knew that node will always have a value and the next pointer towards the next node. So it should be pointer, and pointer as we already knew is represented with the help of multiplication symbol. So link list node next, which will contain the pointer to that of the next node, and we are also given that there are three constructors for it. So first constructor being list node, where if list node we initialized if any node with the list node, then the corresponding value would be 0 and the next would be pointed to null pointer. List node index, where the current node's value will be the value that we ascend or that we pass through the parameter, and next node will be null, and again value x and next node will be next node. So that's the definition of a list node. And definition of a binary is also fairly simple. But in linked list node we only have pointer to that of the next node, but in tree we have pointers to both left and right shells of it. So tree node left, tree node right, and similarly as we just seen above, the constructors are similar. So I'll just check if my root is equals to null. So if root is not equals to null, in other way what I'll write this as is if negation of root. So if root means root exists, if negation of root means root does not exist, in that case I'll just return false. And I'll also call a helper function, private bool helper, which will have list node head. So what I'll check is, so I'll assume that the current node which I'm starting from in the tree, or the current child or root which I'm starting from the tree, will be where my answer will start from. So in that case what I'll check is if my, for example, if my head is equals to null, I mean if negation of head, if head is equals to null matlab head does not exist, in that case negation of head I'll just return true. In the similar way, if my negation of root, I'll just return false, and I'll just check if my head dot I'll just call it an answer, bool answer is equals to true. So I'll assume that my starting node will be where my answer will be starting from. So in that case my head value should always match with root value. So if my head value is equals to root value, what I'll call is answer is equals to answer, or so if my root value is equals to head value, for the next pointer I could go either to the left child or to the right child. So I will have two conditions, and if left child is having answer, then also I can return true. If right child is also having the answer, then also I could return true. So in that case we are just checking the OR condition. So the answer could be lying towards the left part of the subtree or right part of the subtree considering the current root node. So it would be head dot next, because our head dot value is equals to root dot value. So we'll proceed to the next node of head, I mean next node in the linked list as well. I'll just check for the left tail of it, and I'll just call it answer equals to answer, or I'll just initialize it with false, because I'll just return it in the case my head dot value is not is equals to root dot value. So in that case I'm just specifying my head value. I couldn't start from this head itself, so how could I be assuming that I would be getting answer considering the root as the current node? So in that case I'll simply return false. I could also traverse to the right part of a tree, so I'll just call it root dot right as well. sorry for the typo. So I'll just call answer is equal to, first of all our answer would be having helper, head and root. So answer could also be lying entirely to the left subtree without considering the current root. In that case answer would be equal to answer or is subpath of, right, because I could start entirely from the left child as considering as root. So in that case my head will remain same, root will become root dot left. Answer equals to answer or is subpath head root dot right. I'll just return answer. So I'll just try submitting this out. It should work fine ideally. Yes, it's working fine. I'll also specify my C++ compiler not to import any libraries from C. That will be helping me to take input or give output anything to the terminal. So I'll just specify my cin.tie to be null because I do not need anything to be taking input, and cout.tie also to be null. This will help in fairly reducing the time taken, as the number of libraries that are loaded during compile time will be reduced. So I was best sync with stdio. I'm sorry for that. It should be std. Stdio stands for standard input output. So it's working fine. I'll just submit this out. Yes, it's working as expected. So feel free to add anything in the comment section if you think anything is unclear. Thank you.